So first of all, to South Africans, I want to say Nansingo Nyama Bagiti, Baba. You people are awesome. And I want to say Yo Amilele, which means everlasting or forever. Milele is a Swahili word for those who don't know this.
South Africans, do you guys believe now? A Nigerian man is the first black man to ever step foot and live in Orania in South Africa.
Afrikaners are descendants of Dutch settlers who arrived at the Cape of Good Hope on a boat in the year 1652. Town, South Africa.
Orania is definitely. I don't have to doubt it. I know that Orania is controversial.
Orania.
What is happening? Can somebody answer?
Sometimes when things happen, you begin to ask and wonder, why do things happen the way they do, right? This is first of all addressing some of the recent development based on Chidinma'S mother's issue, and as well the trending issue about Wodemaya in South Africa, the Orania city, and the rest of others. So in this video, it is fully packed with a lot of reactions from my end to these trending topics, right? It is definitely going to be interesting, captivating, and juicy. Very, very educative and inspirational as well. So you don't want to miss out, right? But at this point, I would love you to take few seconds of your time, like clicking on the like button, sharing this video, please, I beg of you. And most importantly, if you find it very interesting, captivating, okay, suitable for you, right here, do me well by clicking on the subscription button. Do not make this place your last, because I can assure you that you can get it as a dull moment. It's definitely moments of captivation, inspiration, and saying things just the way it is, nothing but the bitter and the brutal truth. So that aside, thank you in advance for doing that. Let's quickly talk about Chidinma'S mother's appearance in court and hearing, right? Based on research and information gathered, I do learn that she is currently claiming that she's not aware that she's declared illegal in the country South Africa, and the country, its home affairs, the government would have deemed it fit to write to her personally, officially declaring that she is not wanted and she is illegal in a country. Now, where are the lawyers in the house? Because this is very critical and sensitive at the same time, in as much as it is, for me, remember, disclaimer, everything I'm saying here is personally my own personal opinion. Free to agree or disagree, and I would be very objective, not conclusive in everything I say until we get to the bottom line of the whole thing, which is the court ruling and verdict at the end of the day. Remember, we are only reacting, okay? And it is not a do or die affair situation. It is just definitely going to be the law taking its course, right? And that's why I said, where are the lawyers in the house? Because from what I gathered, it was officially declared, broadcasted, and announced by the South African government as a result of how the whole thing transpired till when it got, out there, that it is official and it is confirmed that her documents are illegal, fraudulent, as the case may be. So what other personal information is she actually demanding from South African government that even I, a citizen of Nigeria, can read through and see through and hear for myself, right? So are you waiting for a romantic way of informing you about your crime being committed? I don't get it. Is this how people play? Is this toxicity or narcissistic behavior, or what do we really call this? Because I'm not really adding up the whole thing. And going further to say that she is not comfortable in a prison like a criminal demanding for luxury, pleasure, and the rest of it is crazy, man. Like, you guys, South Africans, are really patient. And guys, I keep wondering, like, nobody is saying that she needs to be, beaten and brutalized. No, but at least the character, the remorse of someone who actually have committed a crime should be seen and, exhibited by not just this woman alone, but her daughter. I know she is the culprit here, but at least, no remorse, no conscience whatsoever. Is it that these people have sold their conscience to the devil and bought shame, disgrace as a thing in replacement of that? Because I'm not understanding. And when South Africans react and act, they are being xenophobic and hating on their fellow blacks. But make it make sense that attitude and actions like this from a black man to a black man, we say we are blacks. Is it right? Is it fair? leave your answers in the comment section, because for me, if I want to react, I will go overboard. But let me just calm down and hold up, okay, and let the Lord take its course. Now, moving on, up next is the recent incident of Wodemaya's video that bombed out of South Africa. Yes, about a city called Orania where only white people are allowed to live and stay and reign supreme in the land of South Africa. Yes, and yes, this is no bashing, this is no dragging. I solely do respect Wodemaya as a creative. In fact, he is one among so many creatives that inspired me to start up a YouTube channel. And one thing I do love personally about him is his humility and diversity, his wisdom, and so many other qualities in him. And let me point out some things clear. Yes, he did visited South Africa and went to a city called Orania where white only is allowed to live.
Afrikaners are descendants of Dutch settlers who arrived at the Cape of Good Hope on a boat in the year 1652. Would you say that Orania is a controversial town in South Africa?
Orania is definitely. I don't have to doubt it. I know that Orania is controversial.
Orania.
What is happening? Can somebody answer?
Section 235 of the South African Constitution acknowledges the right of cultural groups to self-determination. But what about the Afrikaner enclave of Orania, which also uses race to determine who can be allowed to live in that community?
The main reason why it's controversial is misperception. I think so. It's my personal opinion.
Okay, that aside, having known this I think was solely for the intent of Wodemaya putting out this content, and not just him alone. There are other creatives who have put out content like this, you get it, about awareness, are born out of curiosity to know why did this happen, how did this happen, and why should it happen. These three whys are what I virtually and literally think are the reason why any other person or every other person, whether African or non-African, would really want to know, because at the end of the day, it is so weird and it is so strange to see that these things had happened not today, way back in the hundreds, like before our independence, during apartheid, colonialism, and the rest of them. And that is why I encourage people to do and go back to history, do more of history and research, so that you understand our history as Africans, not just South Africans alone. And the truth is, the history of every African country differs, right? That of Nigeria is totally different from that of South Africa, Ghana, Cameroon, Rwanda, Namibia, name it. Every single country we have in the continent of Africa is totally different of our history during the time of colonialism, apartheid, and the rest of it that we went through in the hands of the European, the British, right? So do your research. And I think most Nigerians, most African citizens do not even know this, because they are not being taught in schools. They are not being told by their parents, by their grandparents. And it is our duty, now that we have technology as good as phones, computers, and the rest of it, to do more of research, so that before people like loud-mouthed people like these Nigerians.
South Africans, do you guys believe now? A Nigerian man is the first black man to ever step foot and live in Orania in South Africa. Something that you guys have not done till date. I'm not here to bully or troll any of you guys today, but you guys should be ashamed of yourself. This incident happened some time back. I didn't really want to talk about it, but I think maybe I should now. So a quick recap for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about. You see, there's a town in South Africa, and the name of the town is Orania. Black South Africans, or black in general, are not allowed in that town. That town is only dominated by white people, and white people only. So when the colonizers came to South Africa, they dominated a particular town, and even after their independence, like till date, there's still a town in South Africa where black South Africans cannot go. It's like a white dude coming into your own house, taking one of your bedroom and telling you that you cannot step foot in that bedroom in your own house. That's the situation that South Africa are in right now. Now, for years and years, black South Africans have not set foot in that land. I don't know if it's because of fear or they just love being oppressed. I really don't know. But then a Nigerian man is not only the first black person to step foot in Orania, he is also the first black person to live there. I honestly don't know how he got to do that in a country that he is not native of, but this is just to show you what Nigerians are capable of. Maybe when you guys finally grow enough balls, then maybe you guys can follow his footsteps. I've told you South Africans several times, and I'll still tell you again, Nigeria remains the giant of Africa. There is no doubt.
Would come out and be blabbing and gibbering all this rubbish out of their mouth to South Africans, trying to instigate South Africans, trying to belittle, demean, and insult them despite all they have been through. Do your research, have common sense, have proper knowledge and understanding so that you don't make a mess of yourself. I don't want to talk about Ajim because currently I think he's mentally unstable and needs rehabilitation, right? If you hear and listen to someone who is mentally impaired, unstable, you will really understand the way they talk, they act and behave. It's nothing close to rational and being very, very wise, okay? Everything they say are full of lies, hypocrisy, deceit, and what? Conflict, trying to conspire, trying to instigate people, countries against each other. It's not the best in any way, in any shape. So I would really advise most people disregard him, exception to Nigerians who are gullible and in the same limelight and characteristics like him, because I don't want to give relevance to that. If you look at it in a summary, like I initially said, it was solely for the intention of curiosity and exposition, just as usual, Wodemaya would want to explore, and every other content creator, right? Like if you do your research, you will come to terms with me that there are even so many races that have created content about this. So why making it a big deal and rubbing it on the face of my dear beloved South African citizens that they do not have the balls, like the audacity to go take back their land? Now let me clear the air here and cancel what we need to understand. You see, if you go down, just like we've heard, the history of everything that has led to why the land Orania, the city Orania, is being what it is today in this present day and time, you will know that it was not now during the apartheid. And the warriors, the black citizens, the black South Africans did not just sit back, they actually did fight. Like you could see the black South Africans that was, that had a statue. These are people who fought for the freedom, who fought for the rights, who fought for the land, who fought for the peace, who fought for the rights of South Africans, black South Africans till date. Not until when they got to the point where they say, we think and believe this is where we can settle in with. Judging from the fact that today, in this current present day and time, they are independent of their own with their black South African president, leadership, governance in form and in the act of democracy, which we see and understand that they are comfortably, happily living very well in their country, even though you might want to say it is not all perfect. Remember, not all country, every country is in its perfect state, shape and form. But beating my chest today, I can tell you that regardless of what you actually think South Africans have been through and are still going through, they are much, much better than what other countries in Africa are experiencing. Even my dear country, Nigeria, no shame to that. Even we that say we are all blacks and nobody collected our land, nobody collected our properties, right? But remember that we still kill ourselves as Nigerians, as Africans, as a result of piece of land being taken from us by our own blood brothers, black brothers. Do you know literally how many people in Nigeria, in some other African countries, do die every single day as a result of land disputes? Do you know the consequences, the gravity, the pain, the repercussion that comes and happens as a result of land dispute between brothers, between families that are of the same blood lineage line, that are of the same womb, that are of the same family? Back here in Nigeria, we know how many court cases that are endless in the court of law in Nigeria. I don't want to talk about any other country because I know same happens there, that up till date are yet to be resolved. And most people pass on even before the court cases are being resolved. So when you want to talk about land cases and encouraging or instigating South Africans to go fight to get their land from where it is already taken and being used by these said people, right? Think wise. think deep. That is that the immediate problem of South Africans? Did they call out on any nationals or any country to come to their aid? Did they tell us or tell you that it is their major focus and issues or challenges, as the case may be? Or did they tell you that this is the reason why other Africans should still come into their country illegally, criminally mindedly, and come trample on them again, come disposition them again, take up opportunities from them, outsmart them, and go as far as maiming, harming them in form of drugging, in form of abuse, violent cases, and other issues that are detrimentally currently perpetrated on them? And because they say no to all this attitude behavior, just as Chidinma'S and her mother is inflicting and carrying out that the whole world is seeing, not just to them alone, but a shame to us as Nigeria, then as a matter of fact, when they react, when they do the right thing by making the law take its course, they are being tagged, they are being bullied, they are being cajoled. Like, make it make sense. Like, is this not a typical character behavior of what people with misplaced priority and mentally uninformed, derailed individuals from Nigeria who have major problems that even the South Africa we are talking about today is way, way far better off than where Nigeria is today? No cap. I mean, no freaking cap. And in summary, in conclusion, I want Chinde to at least tell us something.
So first of all, to South Africans, I want to say Nansingo Nyama Bagiti, Baba. You people are awesome. And I want to say Yo Amilele, which means everlasting or forever. Milele is a Swahili word for those who don't know this. Now I got to know about this in Lion King 2, Mufasa, sorry. So here is something, here is a keen observation I made in this movie. Let me start by saying this. If you have watched Lion King Part 2, if you've not watched it, please, I would implore you go and watch that movie. If you're from South Africa, if you're from Ghana, if you're from any other African country that is not Nigeria, please go and watch that movie and see the shocking revelation that movie made. But I'll give you people a download of the shocking revelation that movie made. Now, if you've watched that movie yet you're deceived or cunningly victimized by a Nigerian, especially an Igbo man in Nigeria, you did not take the lesson that movie had to offer. You did not take it at all. You did not take the lesson. You see, this movie, Lion King 2, made every shocking observation. And I, as an Igbo man, am here to confirm to the truthfulness in that movie. So I'm telling you, from an Igbo man to you, if you've watched that movie and you cannot, and you are yet still naive, you are yet still vulnerable, still porous towards an Igbo man, a Nigerian, you did not take the privileges of the lessons that movie had to teach. I'm telling you the truth. Number one, let me point out something. Now, the coward king, who is the father of Taka, also known as Ka, is called King Obasi. The name Obasi is an Igbo name, which means Almighty God. But we all know that the God of an Igbo man is Mammon, which is the God of money. So it's not Yahweh. It's not Yahweh or Elohim, as we all know God to be. This one is Mammon. Because an Igbo man is ready to destroy anything that is relative to him just to make money. He has no father, he has no mother, he has no brother. What he has related to him is himself, which is that money. And that is who they truly worship. It doesn't matter whether you're a criminal. As long as you have money in the Igbo land, people would worship you and suck your cock. It's unbelievable. So Obasi, King Obasi in Lion King, told his son that deceit is the quality of a great leader. God forbid. An Igbo man can betray anybody that is closer to him. It doesn't matter whether such a person is his father, whether such a person is his mother, whether such a person is his brother. He would betray that person as long as it is for making money. King Obasi in Lion King stated it emphatically in saying that deceit is a quality of a great king. Deceit is the quality of a great king. And this was an unction. This was an unction that he passed to his son, Scar. We all saw how Scar deceived and betrayed Mufasa. He was eventually the person that went on to mother Mufasa. I don't know, whoever wrote this story must have had this story revealed to him by our Heavenly Father. I'm telling you the truth because it is so accurate. I, as an Igbo man, can certify this to be true. Whoever wrote this story must have had this revealed to him. Flesh and blood did not reveal this to him, but my Father in heaven. Let me speak like Jesus to Peter. I'm telling you the truth because I can certify this to be true. And this is why I and my relatives have placed denouncing the Igbo tribe and Nigerians by character. It is a reproach enough that we are identified to be Nigerians and Igbos by birth and by location. We would never lean to it by character or deeds. It's not possible. Thank God Martin Luther King said that people should be judged by their characters and their deeds, not where they come from. So I can never adhere or lean or identify as an Igbo man or a Nigerian by character or deeds. It is reproach enough that I've been identified by birth and by location. I'm telling you the truth. We all saw look at Mufasa. Look at, like, these things are the exact things that we see with an Igbo man. That's why I would always tell other Africans, after watching Lion King, and you see yourself defeated, cunningly marginalized or victimized, you see yourself deceived by an Igbo man from Nigeria, I don't think you took that lesson seriously. I don't think you watched that movie seriously. If you have watched it and did not understand it, go back to it now that I'm talking to you. Go back to that movie. If you've not watched it, do yourself a favor. Go back to that movie. Because that movie is a reality in exact things that we see with Igbos in Nigeria or as Nigerians. I'm the one telling you as an Igbo man. Once again, my South African brothers, you people are Milele. Nantingonyama Bagiti. Salutes.
Thank you. Amazing commentary from my brother Chimdi. Now, if you do not take anything home from all I have said, this will add up. This will add up. This will add up. So do learn the lessons, take the lessons, because at this point, all I want, seek, and sought for is for no country citizen to stand and bully any country, cajole any country, mock any country when you have your own issues that I always say might be even more than the South Africa or any other country you are laughing at. We are not perfect, but for crying out loud, in our imperfections, let's try to be sensible, reasonable, rational, wise in our actions, in our thinking, in our behavior, and everything whatsoever we do as humans, cut across different countries in Africa. So why want to come out on the media and make the whole or the entire thing look as though maybe as a matter of fact South Africans do not have right over their country? I watched that video of Wodemaya and I did not see, even at least from the comments, anything that South Africans were bullying and dragging. No, maybe there were controversies here and there. I wouldn't say for now, but if you are a South African, a Nigerian, whatsoever, whosoever you are, watching this video and you have a different opinion from what I have said, because I repeat, it was solely for the intent, I think and believe, for exposition, curiosity, and what? The knowledge of every other person, and not to instigate South Africans against the white race. Already they are happily living together, coexisting together, and that is not South Africans' issue. Quote me wrong any day, anytime. I stand to be corrected. And this is not for favoritism. This is not for cloud chasing, but saying it raw and undiluted, nothing but the bitter truth. Exactly. I would not even advise any country in this present day and time, not even my country, Nigeria, to go out for war based on something that has happened in the time of apartheid, colonialism, and the rest of them. Now, the question will be, are we moving forward or backward? That will be the question. Are we moving forward or backward? South Africans have moved on. In as much as they have moved on, they are not moving on that corruption should still, dominate over them, overwhelm them, and overburden them. No. They've been through more than enough that I have shown here. Go through this channel, you will see a lot of series that can testify that they are coming from a lot. Just as we Nigerians and other nationals are dealing with a lot. So let everybody disembark, go back to your base and deal with your a lot. And this is me sitting down here to say it raw and undiluted. Not to demote, demean, demarcate anyone, any citizen, but to analyze, react, educate, entertain, inspire, motivate, captivate, not just you, but your spirit, your soul, and your body. And with this, we can now beat our chest to say, yes, united we will stand, but divided we will fall. Unity, peace, and love out there to each and every one of us in our various countries as citizens cut across the continent of Africa, from north, east, west, south, and central Africa. And that is it for what we have for today. If you have anything contrary to what I have said, based on your own opinion and reaction, do let me know constructively and respectfully, because we are all adults here of matured minds, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. No child's play here, right? Good. And on the other hand, if you love what is happening here, all I have said, do let me know as well. Appreciate me in the comment section by letting me know that. Point blank and period. Okay? And yes, if you are yet to like this video, I kindly beg of you, do not keep liking, sharing, and subscribing if you find this space quite interesting. And with that, I will say we've come to the very end of this episode. Like I said, let's talk in the comment section, and I will see you in my next one. Keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. Till Life of an African Woman, aka Victoria Chinyere, will see you in my next one. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.